So recently I had requests for designing units. So I'm gonna teach you how to make okayish looking units, I'll say, in AW3. Um, First off, we'll start off with ignore that. We're gonna start off with thinking about what unit you actually want to design. For this part, we're gonna do modern and World War soldier designs, and you'll be able to take the rest of that information and port it over to other stuff. So we'll start off with modern, which is my favorite, of course. So custom objects, they are very helpful here. You can use like normal vanilla stuff too. It's a good type of mix, but custom objects for basically everything is going to be helpful for you. Another thing I want to show is color palettes. One of my mates told me that color palettes simplify a lot. So for example, you want to you can just go in here, get the exact color you want for a faction or whatever you're making, and then you can kind of just place it here. Another thing is going fully black for some designs, unless it's like a polished kind of clothing, like your shoes are polished or whatever, you can go full black. I usually try to make it around 6 to 16 for mine. Camo palettes. Edit all colors is another big thing I use. It simplifies having to avoid going back and forth. You will have to sometimes get your hands a bit dirty if you don't have the correct color palettes for everything. See what I mean? It's like, it makes it nicer with the correct color. I'll show you what I'm using in a second. My primary color is 374-4215. This is what I use most of the time. The second color would be 247-279. Those are the key color palettes that I use for making force camo. They look good, is what I can say, I guess. Custom vests, you kind of want to have multiple variants if you go in the workshop to get stuff. Personally, I would go with like whatever fits the design. What is it supposed to be? Is it an eastern kind of country? Is it more of a private military? Is it this and that, you know? Older stuff. We'll go with the Interceptor. It's a Cold War vest. It's more Russian designed. The main gloves I use would be multicam, combat, fingerless, simple, or of course the insurgent gloves. The mechanics gloves are also good for whatever you need. I use them for random civilians or whatever, really. You can use them for anything. All gloves work. Next up, you want your helmets. What would you want for a helmet is a question that I kind of ask myself a lot, because you can go with the Page. That's a pretty good helmet. The SSH 68 here is also a good one for cheaper helmets. But we'll go with the SSH to stick with the Eastern Bloc. Helmet covers are also on the workshop for some of them, like the SSH, EMR. I would personally go with the normal cover. The EMR is good if you have the 3 palette camo. I'd go with this instead. Darken it a little. Next up would be the backpack. So we go with a poor little unit here, kind of poor, impoverished country. So we'll go with simple rucksack. That's pretty good. Before you get carried away with backpacks, it's not mandatory to have, for every unit to have one. You if you want variety, you can give some backpacks and not give some to others. You could also give radios to some. You could give different kinds of backpacks. You could go with like civilian backpacks, and tactical belts are also they're very helpful for unit designs, especially if you want a modern look. But we'll go with a small, simple bag. Actually, this one fits a bit better. It's not too big. But yeah, it's your design. You follow follow what you want to do. Arm plates. This is it really depends for arm plates and leg plates, because you could have a unit that has knee pads like these, or the rat neck ones, which are up here in case you want something down here. But for this, we're gonna take that away. Camo pouches and cargo pant pockets are really good for adding detail to the unit. If you just want something simple, you can go with that, or you can just go with anything really. Picking colors with the color picker is pretty helpful to keep a similar color scheme for your unit. That's quite handy. Shoulder pads, it really depends. You don't really need them. They're not really that important, but it can make the unit look better in more ways than others. I usually tend to not give poor, like these unit designs, arm plates, to just have that feel to it. However, lower arm plates, you can give them watches, which are on the workshop. Any kind works. We'll use the simple gloves for now. Nah, we can go with these. So yeah, you can do that if you want, wherever you like. Middle equipment, webbing, or just like anything in general, middle equipment, it's pretty helpful. You can go with equipment belts here. You can set the reflections. I usually set them to 20 for all. However, you can like do whatever to fit the unit color scheme. Now that you have a unit that's designed to be I don't really know how to explain this, more like an Eastern design here, if you're copying what I'm doing, or whatever you're doing really, just like, it's just like an example really. Body paints, it really depends if you want to give your unit body paint. So really quickly here, blue unit color schemes are 47134-236. That's the color for units. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, future backpacks have the same blue, so do the shield backpacks with the similar red color with the unit. I tend to give my unit skin tone. What is it good? This is what I use normally for a skin tone. I use burned as well to make the unit look dirty. 1427 I'm losing it. So 142, 142, 122, and 99. That's what that's a color palette, I guess. Another pretty helpful thing is small hat hair 1, the kepi. This is like usable for every unit really. unless you want to make them bald or whatever. But it's really up there. It's pretty helpful to make the unit look more human. Eyes. This is another dilemma. Do you want units with eyes? Do you not want them to have eyes? It's kind of annoying with when you're trying to pose units with eyes, because you have to look out for that. But if you do that and have the burn skin, you'll have to make it a little darker. Eyebrows, you want to make it the same color as the hair that the unit has. Again, if you want variety, you can change the unit hair color to wherever you want it to be. Yeah, that's like, you have yourself a unit that's designed to look alright. If you want extra details, you can give them goggles, masks, balaclavas, glasses, like anything really. You can give them anything to make them look better. Or CAG, some of the... But yeah, you have yourself a modern unit that that's designed to be simple. Next up we're gonna do is, hold on, I'm gonna go back to the menu, go back in. Is we're going to make the World War. World War designs, they're pretty simple. I use Merakitty's M43. It looks good. It fits the World War aesthetics. More specifically, World War II. I'm pretty sure is what this clothing is designed for. It is a little exposed on the back here, but that's fine. It's fine. But yep, you kind of want to, again, with a color palette. Whoops, too metallic. For boots, I also I put up the metallic to make them a bit more shiny and reflective. Reflection is also up there too. Just copy and paste it, and you got yourself a bit of a polished boot. You can use the left and right to your advantage here. This is how I would normally design a World War unit. The cuffs, I think these are made by the Storm or SV. I don't remember. But the cuffs here, they're pretty helpful for shirts like these. You can go with patches if you have flag patches, I guess. Go with a simple design. You got yourself German, American. I think you have American up there somewhere. You have the British webbing too. There's some Russian ones running around somewhere. There's also custom webbing made by No Idea, and these are pretty good as well. When I mean pretty good, I mean they're basically perfect for this. Which is very nice. You can see the brown contrasting with the green, having it stand out a bit. Helmets for World War. Not every unit needs a helmet for World War. Again, similar to Modern. Not all of them, but the ones I currently have, they aren't really the greatest World War helmets, but there are some good ones. There are some good ones, like some of the No Ideas and CKA2 is also up there too. Stalin helmet made by KG. I could say you could go with these, but I just prefer a smaller helmet that fits the AW3 unit design. Yeah. Again, with the hair. You can also, what you call it? I guess you can give them, what could you give them? I don't know, what the hell's for World War, yeah, here. There's rank patches that you can use, like Junior Corporal. Those are pretty nice to have. There's also the Osprey insignias. They're very nice for wherever you need them for. Yeah, you got that. You can also use symbols again. Just like anything, really. You go with anything. Again, with the same color palette, and you got yourself a World War styled unit. That looks a bit British, but hey. It's fine. It's fine. And you got yourself a unit that looks... Hold on, we forgot the bag. Backpacks, they were used, I guess. They were used. For World War stuff, you could go with... If you're going for more German design, you can use the World War II German equipment. It's pretty nice. You could go with the simple rucksacks again. You can use the vanilla stuff too. They're helpful. There's also the World War bags that I like to use. Again, the brown contrasting with the